Hi, today I'm going to talk about some silly mistakes that generally people do while speaking in English, even including me. I also used to do the same mistakes that today I will be discussing with you in this video. So, and before I start, while in comment box I read many comments. People generally say that we are feeling very uncomfortable while speaking in English. So it is okay. Say yourself that uncomfortable is okay. It is very natural that you are learning something new and you are speaking in front of people. So it is very natural that you feel uncomfortable. And at the same time, say yourself that uncomfortable is okay, right? And just start speaking and keep speaking. So it is okay, and don't give up. If you started something, so you need to achieve it. Okay, and I would like to say, don't be average. Either either set your goal and achieve it, otherwise leave it. There is no any scope of there should be no any word like average, that I am an average speaker. No, if you will be average, then you will always feel uncomfortable while speaking to other people. Sometimes it happens that if you talk to the person who knows, who have good command over this language, so it is, sometimes it happens that you think that, oh, if I will make any mistakes, so what happens? So it is okay. If you feel uncomfortable, say yourself uncomfortable is absolutely okay. And don't give up. I want to say one thing, that don't give up. If you have set a target, it is your responsibility to complete it, to follow it. Okay, and don't be average speaker. Okay, you should be up to the mark, and to be good in this language, you need to work regularly. Now let's talk about the mistakes, that which mistakes people do while speaking in English and what I used to do. I am discussing about me, that what I used to do mistake, what I used to do. So even I'm trying my level best to remove it. And if you do the same mistake, I would like to suggest you to learn from me and try to remove it, and write in the comment box that this is the mistake that I am doing, and I will try my level best to remove it. Okay, and next thing is, like, if you are making mistakes, so it is okay. That means you are learning. Okay, if you are making mistakes, it means you are learning something. So it is very much natural to do mistakes, and it is your responsibility to remove it, to work over your mistakes and just try to become the better version of yourself. Okay, so let's get started. Let's discuss the first mistake that generally people do, and especially those who speak Hindi. Then they try to learn English and they do this mistake. The first mistake is, generally people say na many times in English, and na is not an English word. I used to say many times this word na, and you can even see my previous video where I said many times this word na. Let me tell you some examples. Is it okay na? When I will meet you na, I will share with you everything. Are you comfortable na? Is that okay na? And many more things. Like, people generally say na at the end of the sentence, and na is not an English word, and try to remove it, and I am trying my level best to remove it. And you can see that now I am not, I know that this is the mistake. If you will know your mistake, so there will be a strong possibility that you are going to remove it. So first of all, you should know that where you are making mistake, then after that work on removing it. Okay, so I hope next time while speaking in English, you will not say this word na. Okay, na is not an English word. I told you na. Is it okay na? Are you comfortable na? When I will meet you, I will discuss with you everything. So when I will meet you na, so I will discuss with you everything. So again, na. People say na, including me. I used to say na at the end of the sentence. Now let's talk about the second mistake that generally people do while speaking in English. If you are expressing anything about past event, so just make sure that you use second form of the verb. Okay, that means anything happened in past. Okay, so let me give you some examples. Yesterday I talked to you. Yesterday I talked to you. Yesterday I write a letter to my friend. Yesterday I wrote a letter to my friend. When I was on stage, I feel nervousness. When I was on stage, I felt nervousness. Last month when I met my friend, she spoke with me in a polite way. Last month when I met my friend, she spoke with me in a polite way. I read a book and I found it fascinating. I read a book and I found it fascinating. Read, first form, read, read, read. Now, third mistake that generally people do while speaking in English. The third mistake is like always use first form of verb with did. Use first form of verb with did. Now you will say that it is very common rule and we know it when we used to go to school. I know, but at the time of speaking, some people forget. Even I used to forget that it is just a common, it is very common mistake we do. We think that okay, did is the past. We use did in past tense, so that means in past we generally use second form of the verb. No, whenever you are using did in any sentence, of course we use did in the past tense. But whenever you are using did, that means if you are speaking, if you are saying, making any sentence in negative form of past tense, so you need to ensure, you need to make sure that you are using first form of verb. Okay, like those who are beginner, those who want to speak in English, generally they make this mistake. They think that they are speaking something about past, so they use second form of verb with did. It is absolutely incorrect. So whenever you use did in any sentence, so make sure that you are using first form of verb with did. Let me give you some examples. She didn't told me anything about that. She didn't tell me anything about that. Okay. Now let's talk about the negative sentences where we use did plus not. Did not, the contraction of did not is didn't. So I will say here didn't. Okay. She didn't help me on that day. She didn't help me on that day. She didn't corrected her mistake. She didn't correct her mistake. They didn't followed my instructions. They didn't follow my instructions. With did or did not, make sure you are going to use first form of verb with it. Alright. Now let's talk about the fourth mistake that generally those who are beginner, they do it. Whenever you talk about present habit and repeated action of present, so we use, I know that we use first form of verb to express something, to express habitual or repeated action of present. We use first form of verb. Okay, for example, if I say I wake up at 7 o'clock every day. If I will talk about my sister, so I will say my sister wakes up at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. Okay, present, the habitual action of present or repeated action of present. So make sure that you are going to use first form of verb with I, we, you, they or any plural noun. But he, she, it or any singular noun, so use first form of verb with s or es. I know it is very common and very easy rule and you already know, but at the time of speaking people forget it. Okay, let me give you example. I wake up at 7 o'clock but my sister wakes up at 8 o'clock. I talk about me, so I wake up. Okay, but my sister, again singular noun, my sister wakes up at 8 o'clock. She looks pretty in that dress. We use first form of verb with do, does or did. Okay, we use first form of verb with do, does or did. Whenever we use did, so we use first form in past, but we use, if we are saying something in present or present repeated action of present or habitual action of present, so make sure that you are using first form of verb with do or does. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much. And if you are making the mistakes that I used to make, please write it in the comment box that which mistake you make and you are trying to remove it. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video.